Basement. History is being remade. An American trauma is being restaged. These men are going back in time to revisit one of the most horrific. Joy Dale, an exotic dancer, is surprised by his emotional state.
Jack was very, very upset. I'd never seen the man cry before, but he was crying that day. You know, not boo-hooing real loud, but just tears rolling down his face. And he kept saying that she doesn't have a husband anymore, and those children don't have a father. And that he would kill the son of a bitch that did it if he had a chance.
Most importantly, was this fatal intersection a chain of coincidental events? Although many questions remain, the answers may lie inside the timeline of events. Jack Ruby is known to be a friend of the police, handing out free passes to his strip club. That night, he arrives with the excuse of looking for a radio newsman. Ruby never found him, but instead got interested in Lee Harvey Oswald. The commission eventually concluded that Ruby entered the garage from the Main Street ramp.
Ruby's at the Western Union office here.
Only one way to find out: forensically recreate the scene with vintage cameras, lights. Detective Lavelle supervises the action for Ruby and Oswald.
How far was this gun from his body when?
Not more than 5 or 6 inches from him.
Wow.
Now, Jack Ruby will reshoot Lee Harvey Oswald. Let's watch this action one more time. Focus on the car. Had this car been backed up into position here, it would have blocked Ruby's approach and made his shot with a handgun much more difficult. Next, we examine the shooting from Oswald's point of view. For the first time, we can see what Lee Harvey Oswald saw in the seconds before his death. Clearly, he could not have seen or recognized Jack Ruby in time to duck. And those same lights would have distracted his guards. For if Oswald couldn't see Ruby, then neither could the men who were supposed to protect Oswald.
Watching this again in front of me, and I got the shakes. So did Izzy next to me.
Our recreation shows that the chaotic conditions in the basement were an incubator for a killing or conspiracy.
The media.
Was this a murder in cold blood at the behest of the mob, or an act of violent and coincidental passion? What was